Hello and welcome to another Chelsea chat. And yesterday, the FA Cup final, disappointingly, it was Manchester City 1, Chelsea 0. Lovely goal from Semenya, is it? That little back flick reminded me of a little Zola back flick. But not a lot to say about the game. We set up not to lose, not to win the game, in my humble opinion. Even at that, though, we had a couple of penalty shouts turned down, both of which I think were penalties. I think the Hato one is definitely a penalty. I don't see any reason why that's not given. The João Pedro one. First of all, when I heard the explanation was that it was a shoulder barge. I've watched it again. No, it's not. Shoulder barge when you're both going in for the same ball and strongest one gets it. João Pedro was actually on the ball and the guy hits him from the side. For me, it's a penalty all day long. Back in the 1950s, it wasn't. You know, when you see Lofthouse and Stanley Matthews and that getting hit, or Lofthouse hitting someone, that wouldn't be a penalty. But in 2026, they're both definite penalties. And we had another couple of possibles as well. City had a goal disallowed for offside, but it was a boring game, I thought. I won't take anything away from the players. I think they gave their all. I think Fernandes, he didn't stop running, did he? I thought Hato was really good. I think they all put a shift in. Even Cole Palmer was tackling back. He's way off form. He's not the Cole of old, obviously, but he's way off form. And I think if we keep him, because all these people who want to sell him straight away, people turn so quick. Remember Mason Mount? He won the Player of the Year 2 years running. Third year, he was off form when he got injured, and that was it. Oh, get rid of him. And then when he went to Man United, he was Judah. I don't get that mentality really. But yeah, I'm obviously fed up Cole Palmer's off form, because I like to see a free-flowing, full operating Cole Palmer. I think he's a brilliant player. But I think the new manager might bring the old Cole out. So I don't really want him to leave. But yeah, even he put a shift in yesterday. I don't think there's any player on that pitch that you couldn't say wasn't bothered. Fofana looked lazy, but I don't know if that's just him or if it's his attitude. Apparently he's been spotted in Barcelona. Let's hope they take him. I'd get Rudiger back on a free, just for the year, just to put his experience into people. But yeah, yesterday not a lot to talk about, is there? One thing I will talk about, and I got a message from Kevin Morgan this morning, who's a guy that watches the channel and very supportive and great Chelsea fan. He went yesterday, he said, give a mention to the fans, because the support, the noise level was tremendous. And you're right, Kevin, it was. It was lovely to see, and you boys and girls supported them right throughout the 90 minutes. Proper Chelsea. So there we go. What else can I say about it? Not a lot. It was boring. I don't think they got out of second gear, and I don't think we got 2 gears. I don't know if it was a Club World Cup or whatever, but we looked knackered. There was no lack of effort yesterday. There was just no drive, no vibrancy, no pace. And then when you see the substitutes coming on, you know, Garnacho and Delap, no offence to them, but they will never be good Premier League players as long as they got holes in their bums. It's sad to watch, and it's sad to watch what these sporting directors have done to us. Anyway, I'm not going to get on an even lower low than I am, because we've been beaten in yet another final. I've got to score the players, have I? Okay then. Sanchez made a couple of great saves, by the way. I'm his biggest critic, but he sort of kept us in it a couple of times. Couldn't do nothing about the goal. I'm going to give Sanchez a 7.5. Gusto gets a 6. Fofana gets a 5. Colwill trying to drive forward, trying to play it forward. Colwill gets a 7. Hato gets a 7.5. James, he done all right. I mean, I like seeing him playing at right back, I'll be honest. And when Gusto got forward, some of those useless attempts to cross it, I'd like to see James there. Yeah, but there you go. I'm not the manager, am I? James in midfield 6.5. Caicedo 6.5. In front of them, Cole Palmer 5.5. Did put a shift in the boy, but he's just not on it, is he? Fernandes is my Chelsea player of the match with an 8. I know he shares an 8 with some others, but weren't a lot in it. But the boy did really put a shift in. And if he goes, well, I'll tell you what, I'll wave him with the best. I'll wave him with a good heart, because he's one of the few of late that's really tried. And Cucurella, not his greatest game by any means, but got through a lot of running, 7. And João Pedro should have scored, should have had a penalty. He was diving round, wasn't he? I thought it was Tom Daly at times. Well, Tom Daly's negative anyway. Not his greatest game. I'm going to give him a 6. I don't score the substitutes, and I'm so pleased I don't, because, well, says it all. The manager on the day, I'm going to give him a 5.5. Not a lot more he could have done. Young lad, really, in coaching terms. Hasn't got his full licence when you got John Terry sitting there with a full pro licence, who could have took us for the last few games. Cup final and Tottenham, I think he'd have been inspirational, but the Yanks know best, don't they? But I'll give Callum McFarlane his due. He's doing all right, and they're more up for it than they were under Rosenior. But I don't think they could have been any less under it, could they, really? Because Rosenior, they were just... it was just a joke. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to go on and on and on, because it was disappointing. The crowd was the best thing about it. We huffed and puffed and didn't even look like blowing a house down. When Delap come on, should have scored, but that's the story of his season. Should have, would have, could have. Yeah, it was pretty flat. But yeah, thanks for putting effort in, you professional footballers. It's the minimum I would expect. But after some of your performances this season, I'm really, really grateful. Let me know your thoughts, folks. That's why I do these. And speak to you soon. Up to Chelsea.
I walked the bridge in 72, where legends played in royal blue. Osgood's grace, Bonetti's hands. We stood and roared from the old shed stand. Hudson danced and Hutchwood